What's going on? It's Kevobato and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we've got episode number 3 of This Is Not a Game Boy. But you know me. Let's not waste any more time. Oh, that's staying in there. And let's get right into the video. So, this is the TrimUI Brick Hammer, and it is... See if you can hear that. This is all metal design. Before I even get into the video, I have literally cut myself on these corners. Obviously, I mean, you don't hold it up there, but these corners are sharp as shit. I don't know what that's about. All right, so if you have never seen This Is Not a Game Boy episode before, then I'm going to fill you in really quickly. What we're going to do is we're going to check out this device. We're going to look at the outside. We're going to talk about the specs on the inside. And we're going to look at these sweet software and, of course, this awesome games list. So let's go ahead and show you what came in the box. In the box, there is the Type-C to Type-A charging cable. You've got a manual. You know we don't need that. This is the foam that came on top of the device. The device did come in a little fancy bag, but it came with a custom SD card. It's already in the device, obviously. It came with Surwish. Surwish is cool, but this little joker can run on Knulli. So later on in the video, I'll show you that. And Knulli, some of my dedicated subscribers and supporters will know, Knulli is a version of, or a fork, should I say, of Batocera. So I can kind of say, without it being too clickbaity, that this metal Game Boy runs Batocera. But we'll get into that later. Anyways, and then it actually came with replacement back buttons. So that's pretty cool. You can actually remove these, and it's not easy to do. Ugh, Jesus Christ. But you see, these are removable. The way it feels when you take them off, it almost feels like you shouldn't remove them. But this device came with 2 extra set of back buttons. I saw some people's devices came with clear back buttons. I don't know if I just lost mine when I got excited opening this up or what. But yeah, it comes with replacement back buttons. All right, so after just a little over forever, I finally got that button back on and figured it out. Now that I showed you what came in the box, you see I've got a hot mess on my desk right now. This device was sent by LitNXT. I will show a quick little clip of their website on the screen now. LitNXT is kind of like the other company that I've worked with previously. They sell all types of little handheld devices, and they sent this over for me to check out. So no money was exchanged in any way. I'm not getting any money. I tell you all this in every video. I wish I was getting some money, but I'm not. But they sent this over for me to check out. So shout out to LitNXT. I showed you their website. I showed you what came in the box. Let's go ahead and talk about the specs, and we will show you the outside of the device. Then we'll show the games list, show some gameplay, and we'll get the heck out of here. These videos are just more for fun. I'm newer to the retro handheld community, so, you know, I don't really have a big opinion on them yet, besides the fact that I like organizing my collections, making them look all pretty. You know me. I set the devices up and my builds up more than I actually play the games. But you know, that's just how it goes for some of us. Some of us spend more time playing games, and some of us spend more time setting it up, making it our own, and just scrolling through the games list. If you were the type of person who just scrolls through your games list sometime, let me know in the comments below. Let me clean off this desk and we'll continue on with the video. All right, so let's show you the outside of this puppy. We've got the B, A, X, and Y buttons. We got the D-pad. It feels super duper nice. On the outside, we have these LED buttons here that allegedly do something that I haven't figured out yet. So, because I've been using it with Knulli, which we'll show here in a second when I go through the games list and when I go and show you some gameplay. But you've got these LED buttons that I have no idea what they do. I can just click them all day. I'm sure they do something, and I'm sure I could Google it, but what's the fun in that, you know? We've got our start, select, and menu button here. On the left side of the device, we have volume up, volume down. On the bottom of the device, we have the SD card slot, Type-C to charge, and an auxiliary jack for your headphones. On the right side of the device, we have a power button and a toggle switch that you can actually change what that toggle switch does. For me, on Knulli, I have it set to turn off all of these LEDs because when you're in bed or when you're trying to be incognito with the little mini Game Boy, you don't want all these lights, but they are fancy for the video to show off. And like, you know, maybe if you do want to flex, you know, you want to flex your brick hammer. All right, on the back of the device, we have L1, R1, L2, R2. And then, like again, it's all metal. This is actually the only piece on it that doesn't seem to be metal. Right here, I read that that's for the Wi-Fi antennas, Bluetooth, whatever. Makes perfect sense to me. Overall, the outside of this machine is super sleek. Like, it's scary how nice this feels. Since we're looking at the outside of this device, I want to show you how small this is. You see, it's gone. It's completely gone. So hopefully that gives you an idea. When I watch videos on these little things or anything, even a mouse, whatever, a controller, I always have a hard time judging how big it actually is. Some people's hands are bigger, some people's hands are smaller. My hands, I guess they're big. They're not big to me, but it's this device is really small. That's crazy. Whoop. All right, on the screen, I will leave the specs now. So this bad boy is rocking an all-winner A133P 1.8 gigahertz CPU. It's rocking some sort of GPU. It's got 1 gig of RAM, a fat 1 gig. And it even has 8 gigabytes of built-in eMMC storage, allegedly, but I haven't messed around with that too much. It's also got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so shout out to it. And it has this USB port on the back, but you actually can't display out through that. So that's a real bummer. Now, if you've watched this long, I will show you a sneak peek at the 4th episode of This Is Not a Game Boy. And this is the Miu Flip. This thing is awesome. This thing is really awesome besides the sound. Listen to that. Whew. This thing is really awesome. And also, if you look at that there, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's got HDMI. So this, you can connect your controller's Wi-Fi and plug it in. But the video's not about this. This is just a sneak peek because I thought that this might do HDMI out, but it does not. But this device does. So if you want to take a look at this device next, you'll have to stick around for the next episode of This Is Not a Game Boy. Now, I know this is what a lot of you like to watch these type of videos for, is to see the sweet games list. And it start at the A's. We got Amiga CD32, Atari 2600, Atari 5200, Atari 7800. We've got Commodore 64, Channel F, ColecoVision, Amstrad, Capcom System 1, Capcom System 2, Daphne, Dreamcast, Microsoft DOS, Final Burn Neo, NES, Family Computer Disk System, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Gear, Game & Watch, and Television. Lynx, I don't know, Low-Res NX, MAME, Sega Genesis, Megaduck, Master System, MSX. I'm not going to go through and name out every single one of these, but for each one of the systems that you're seeing on the screen, it's got every game for that collection. Now again, this is through Surwish OS. I am using Knulli when I actually use this, like when it's not on camera, and I'll show you that here in a second. But as you can see, that the list goes on and on. Nintendo DS, PSP, so much stuff going on here. All right, now that I've showed you the game list, I've showed you what came in the box, we've looked at the outside, shouted out old Lit NXT. We're gonna go ahead and boot in a Knulli. I'm gonna show that off because it's kind of like Batocera, and I know my Batocera boys out there will be interested to see that running on this little tiny thing. So we'll boot in a Knulli, I'll show that off, and then we'll play a couple of games, and I'll let you get out of here. So let me switch SD cards and we'll do that now. So I have switched SD cards and we are over here on Knulli. Hello, Earth of Knulli. Well, you're getting to see the behind the scenes. It's not perfect, but you can also see this beautiful screen and this beautiful boot animation. And if you look closely, hello. All right, so here I am over here on Knulli. So if I click the menu option, you can see I'm on Knulli Gladiator 2 down there. And this is a fork of Batocera, like I was saying earlier. So all of the menus are similar. You can go in here to network settings, updates and downloads to get your themes. Oh, my camera does not want to focus. Focus. Focus, damn you. But yeah, you can see you can get all your themes here. And right now I'm using Hexa handheld. I've actually done a theme review on Hexa for Batocera, the full edition, I reckon. But this is a really sleek theme. And here's a quick story time while I'm showing some of this off. If you're wondering, some of it's not scraped, but that's only because I just had to use this reset button. And when I do that after scraping without a restart successfully, then it wipes the games list out what I had previously done. But as I'm looking through this list, you may see that I'm blurring out some stuff. And this is a perfect time to talk about me going in. I was on Google looking for some GBA ROM hacks, right? And let's just let you see the names of some of these. It's crazy. And then I'm in open bore. I'm using RGSX because look at this. This is the coolest part of this little machine. I have got RGS running on this bad boy. So I had to show you this because I had to prove to you. I was just scrolling through this list like normal and I saw, oh, hey, I don't mess around with open bore much, you know? So let's go in. I saw it. It had a fancy little icon right there. I'm like, hey, we'll go in here. And I immediately see this. And I'm like, I've got to download it. I've got to. My ADHD and my manhood just did not let me. It didn't let me not download that. So yes, I downloaded it and I played it too. That all started with me finding a Pokemon ROM hack pack with like 1,000 games. In that pack was an 18 plus folder. I'm thinking, what the heck? I did not know that the community was out here putting out ROM hacks like this. It's crazy. Pokemon Girl Hunter, and you know what you do? Do you know what you do? It's going to be so much blurring going on. There's going to be so much blurring going on. So look at this. Let me go to my Pokemon. These are not Pokemon. These are women. These are women. And there goes the blurs. There goes the blurs. Anyways, that's enough about that. I'm skating a thin line here with that. All right, now that I've showed you this device, we've had a good chat. I've ran my mouth, told you a couple X-rated stories. That's going to wrap up today's video. If you like what you saw, give the video a like. If you really like what you saw, subscribe. Come on. I will leave the gameplay footage for some of the games I play on this, like some GBA and then some open bore, because I'm starting to find a love for open bore. You just button smash. But anyways, all right. I'll catch you in the next video. Hold on a minute. You don't think that I'd forget to shout out my YouTube members, do you? It's a new thing I've been doing lately. The YouTube members are starting to grow, so I want to make sure that I acknowledge you for helping me. All right, so shout out to Steve, good old Steve. Shout out to IJ, shout out to Foosh, shout out to Ian Ludi, and shout out to RC from NYC, the newest YouTube member. I really appreciate you guys. If you're hearing this, just know that. And also, if you're hearing this and you're not a member, this is not, I repeat, this is not a call for you to be a member. All of my members do that on their own. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not asking you for your money. Now, if you've got a bunch, give me some. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, get out of here. Get the hell out of here. Future Editor Kev here. Somehow the gameplay footage that I recorded, it's just gone. I don't know where it's at. So enjoy me playing Ed, Edd n Eddy on open bore. This is the only game that you're gonna see me test in this video. I'm sorry about that, but hey, you know, stuff happens.